All right, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of our ClickFunnels Certified Partners Weekly Office Call. First things first, I want to apologize for last week. We had some technical difficulties, so those of you who were here waiting patiently didn't get to see us. Google slapped me on the wrist for something I didn't realize I had done 2 years ago, and they blocked us from actually being able to start the Hangout. So here we are. We're all fixed up, ready to go. My name is Andrew. We've got Nora Saduth here on the line with you. We're going to be going over a few updates for everybody. And when the updates are finished, anybody who has any questions, comments, or concerns that are in reference to the certification program, please feel free to enter those questions in on the right-hand side, and we will answer those questions here live on the webinar for you. Now, keep in mind, anything that is account related, something that's like a support question where it's going to require us to go into your account and actually look at something. It's not something we're going to be able to do live on the webinar. So those need to be directed to support.clickfunnels.com, or just simply go into your account, click on the little question mark in the bottom right-hand corner, and let us know that you're having an issue with something in your account. We'll go in there, we'll get you squared away and moving forward. So another thing to keep note of is there is a 30 to 45-second delay in between what we say and what you hear. So just make sure that you know that if you do ask a question, it does get queued up in the order in which you ask. And there is that delay. So we are not ignoring you, and we will get to you. And generally what we want to do is we want to keep these webinars under an hour. If there is questions that we don't get to, we apologize for that. But we will do everything in our power to be able to answer every question that you guys have before we let you go out and face the week. So without any further ado, Nora, would you like to share some of these awesome updates?
Awesome. Yes. So I'm glad to be back. I know I was on vacation, although I talked to many of you last week, whether it was in support or homework assignments, going comments back and forth. I know we were emailing a couple of things, but it's good to be back. Couple things. We do have the live event this week. So I'll be flying out on Wednesday. I think, Andrew, you and I share a leg of our flight. I want to say on Wednesday.
I believe that is possible.
I can give all of my extra leg space to you, so we'll be good there, because I clearly don't need it. For those of you that meet me on Thursday and Friday, you'll understand why. I'm much taller on video than I am in person. So live event's going to be Thursday and Friday. Obviously, there's the bonus day for those of you that are coming with Russell on Saturday. A couple people have asked for an agenda. We're actually solidifying that today. So I've been working with Russell's assistant, Melanie, just to make sure that our agendas don't conflict. We've got to make sure we're scheduling lunches and things like that. We're actually providing lunches for our certified partners. The Ignite event, folks will go off-site to eat. So just want to make sure I get timing correct so we don't have people coming in from the Ignite event thinking that we're providing hundreds of them a lunch as well. So just trying to kind of hammer out all those details. I will say that one of the things we've done is we've kept registration open for this week's live event as long as humanly possible. I'm sure you realize running a live event, if you've ever run a live event yourself, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of things going on. We do have to go through and make sure we've got swag for the folks that are coming, so we need to make sure we're planning that appropriately. We're also making sure I'm communicating with the business owners, who you'll find out about when you get there on Thursday. They're coming on Thursday, and I've been communicating with them behind the scenes to kind of prepare them and to get them ready for what they'll need to do. But it's just, the badges, the name tags and things like that we want to be prepared and know who's coming to the events. Now, that said, we've kept this open as long as we possibly can, because there's been a few people that have contacted us and said, hey, I'm really trying to register. I'm trying to get through these last couple homework assignments. I know I graded at least 50 assignments last week when I was on vacation. So I'm doing the best I can to try to get you there. I probably will be cutting off registration tomorrow morning, because everything's going to go to the printers tomorrow. So just wanted to kind of let you know that. And I know we said this in the video too. I know you're trying, and we're doing everything we can to support you. But please, when you're contacting support and saying, you have to grade my assignment right away, we have processes in place. I need you to just respect the fact that we're doing the best we can with the volume that we have. And in the video, I did say, don't wait to the last minute, because this is the kind of stuff that happens. We are trying our best to stay on top of assignments. I think we cleared out the queue this morning, but please know that we're doing everything we can to support you, but we can't just have immediate turnarounds or immediately mark you as eligible for live event just because within 60 seconds your backpack assignment was approved. Just want to make sure that you guys understand we have processes in place. Some of them are manual verifications. We've got to update things in our CRM. So just please understand that while we're doing the best we can, we are going to shut down registration for tomorrow. And if there are issues or things that are outstanding, please contact support. But this is why we said in the video, please plan ahead and don't wait to the last minute. So just wanted to let you guys know that. I think right now we had a couple people register over the weekend for the August event. I can see Eric and Brian, Becky, Liz, Pearl is coming, Jason, Noel, Yaz is coming. What else do we have? I think we've got Michelle. Gosh, we've got a number of people. Chad. I think Michelle registered twice. She said my list twice. Lois. My goodness, there's a number of you that are going to be there. I think Mark and Matt. This is going to be fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you that have registered. I'm actually going to go through my list today and make sure I know exactly who's coming, so I can plan ahead and make sure we have enough binders and enough other things, other surprises that we have planned. If you are coming to the event, look for an email with more detail. Probably tomorrow is when I'll send out the email once we officially close it down, just so I can make sure I'm communicating with everyone once. As far as what to wear, I've gotten that question. We're going to wear jeans and our ClickFunnels polo because that's kind of what we do. So this is not a formal affair. Please wear what you're comfortable in. You will have business owners there, and you will be creating funnels for those business owners. So you don't want to look completely unprofessional, but just so you want to know, just make sure that you're coming in something comfortable, and we're all going to be, we're casual. We're there to learn. We want to be able to support you. But that was a question that was asked. Registration will be at 8 a.m. Again, all of the details will be in the email. But we probably will go. The first night is a hackathon, so don't plan on doing anything that first night because you'll be creating funnels for your assigned business owner. The next night will probably wrap by 6, I would say. 5 or 6 is the plan. And the following day with Russell, that room is booked until 5, I believe. So kind of plan ahead there for all of your evening activities. But on that first night, don't plan anything because you're going to be busy working, just so you know. A couple people have asked about the virtual project. So for those of you who are not able to travel, I know a few of you are dealing with some health-related issues or sick family members. I wanted you to know that I am working on the virtual project as well. So a couple things there. I'm waiting on the videos for from the June event. So I've reached out to our person who had recorded all of the videos. I'm hoping they'll be done shortly after this event this week. But know that we've been working with him. I've been in communication with him the last couple of weeks to try to make sure we're pushing a couple of those through. So the folks that are not going to be able to travel get access to, like John Park's traffic, his lecture on traffic and where he goes through and teaches you about Facebook traffic. I want to make sure that you have access to those videos as part of your virtual final project. I've also actually secured 2 business owners for the virtual project as well. So you'll be able to go through that same experience. It won't be some fake pretend business. You'll actually be able to work with a business owner and work for a business and get that experience as well. So I've been working with those business owners behind the scenes. I probably will send more information out after this live event this week. So look for more information next week. If I know a couple of you contacted us through support and said you're interested in the virtual project, we'll be sending out more information next week on that. What else do we have? Let's talk about marketplace submissions. So there's a couple things that have come up in terms of just reviewing assignments that have been submitted for the marketplace. And there was a question around custom code. And please know that if you're going to put custom code in your funnel, whether it's custom CSS or custom JavaScript, when you are a seller of the marketplace, you need to understand that you support the funnels that you are selling. So when people have problems with custom CSS or custom JavaScript, they're not going to come to ClickFunnels support for help with those items. They need to come to you. So just remember that if you do have those types of things in your funnel, first of all, make sure they are well documented. Please make sure that you include training for your customers so that they know how to customize it, how to update it, what it is, and assume that they don't know. Assume they don't know JavaScript, assume they don't know CSS. So please make sure that you're including that information. And very, very specifically, please make sure they know how to contact you to get support. So if you're including, again, custom JavaScript or CSS, custom HTML, anything that's a custom and not built in, any custom code, please make sure that you have that documentation in your description, in extra documents, in the extra pages. Make sure they know what to do to understand what you've done, how to modify it, and how to contact you should they need support. Because what's going to happen honestly, what we've had happen in the past is that they've contacted ClickFunnels support. We've said, go back to that person that you bought the funnel from because it's a third-party transaction, right? I'm sure many of you have bought things off Theme Forest or, I don't know, what is it, Graphic River, I think, something like that. But anyway, when you purchase those things from a third party, you don't expect that third party to provide you support. You expect the person who created it, the seller, to give you support. So what happens in ClickFunnels, if they come to our support team, they'll say, you need to go back to the person. If they don't know how to contact you, they'll report you in the marketplace, and then we've got to take your products down and potentially even your profile. So let's just avoid that altogether and make sure that if you do have custom items in the funnels that you're trying to sell, please make sure they're well documented and that they're able to contact you for support. So just wanted to make sure we got that clear. The other update, and I think the last update I have for today, is the editor. So I wanted you to know that as I think over the weekend, it could have been early this morning, we had an update pushed out to V2. So for those of you who are working in the beta version 2 editor, we had an update go out this morning. And actually, Dylan was actually going to push through some more code changes this morning. So if you see things are different or acting different this morning, while you're in there, obviously, please report any bugs that you find. Please report them through support. But just know that that did get updated. So go ahead and take a look at that as well. I think that's it. I think that's all the update. I think we're ready for questions.
Fantastic. Okay, so there's something we have to address. Ladies and gentlemen, there must be a glitch or something with Webinar Jam because apparently you can't watch the video, watch the Hangout here in the Webinar Jam app. Apologize for that. Adam did actually put the YouTube link in there so you could watch on YouTube, but in order to ask questions, you're still going to need to come back to the Webinar Jam app and put your question in the chat there so that we can get them. One thing that we do have is your name is asking, is there going to be a November date? As far as that goes, there is one more event this year, and it's in October, and then the rest of them are going to be moving forward to next year. Now, I'm not exactly positive on this one, but we might be going on a quarterly basis versus bi-monthly or every other month, however you term that, starting next year. So, Nora, did you have any feedback on that?
Nope, that's spot on. There is not a November date. We actually have canceled the December date. We originally had scheduled the December date, but due to a conflict, we had to cancel that. We're looking at dates at the end of January. Keep in mind that's also when the ClickFunnels headquarters is scheduled to be, the build out, the construction is supposed to be finished. So we're trying to fit that in so that we can get another date at the end of January. And then February is off limits because we have Funnel Hacking Live, and all of our energy goes into Funnel Hacking Live when it comes to live events. So we'll all be there. We'll all be supporting it. The next date would probably be in March or April, and we are going to try to move to more of a quarterly basis. So we're trying to do one event per quarter. Obviously, you have the virtual option as well to complete that final project requirement. But yeah, no November date, so please plan accordingly.
Another thing, guys, is the virtual event's great and all, but I would highly recommend that you come to the live events. There's a lot of reasons for this. You get to meet us. We get to meet you. It helps us get a little bit more clarity on what you're doing with your business, what you're doing moving forward. We actually do have conversations with you guys, so we know who you are. When you submit your support request, it actually puts a person behind the little avatar that's on there, and that's unbelievably valuable. Just so you know, when the virtual event does get released, that don't skip out on the live events. Do your best to get there because that's awesome. All right, so our next question is coming from Tim, and Tim is asking, is the CSS issue with Module 6 fixed? Now, Tim, there is an issue with the ability to be able to manually go in and add a second tier to your affiliate in the affiliate portion of it. Now, it's not fixed yet. The dev team is actually working on a major update that's going to squash a lot of the bugs. Basically, they got an exterminator coming in. They're going to get the Orkin Man. The whole thing's going to come through. Everything's going to be all gravy. But that module, that particular bug is not squared away as of yet. But what you can do is you can go into your backpack. You can actually set up an affiliate link that takes a person to the registration page with the affiliate ID. That will put that person on the second tier of the referring affiliate. Now, if you have any questions about that, just open up a support request. I'll walk you through it, make a little video, walk you through the process so that you know how to do that. But the option for you to be able to add a person to the second tier manually as admin, it's a little bit tricky because of the CSS issue. Charles in our support desk also, he knows how to actually make it show up the way that it's supposed to. I don't know what he did to do that, but he does it in the console. I'll just have to ask him how he does it, and then we can move forward from there. So I hope that answers your question. It looks like Nora's having a little bit of glitchiness. Are you back?
I am back.
Fantastic. Did you want to touch bases on the CSS issue?
I heard some of it. It kind of kept cutting out a little bit, honestly. Was this the backpack one with the issue?
The issue where we can't add the through because the CSS crushes down.
Yes. It looks like a little tiny line. Yeah, we're aware of it. So Charles, like Andrew said, Charles did record a video, so we can walk you through how to kind of get around it. But we are aware of the issue, and we don't hold that against you.
Not at all. Okay, so next question is coming from Neil, saying that we can't watch this through Webinar Jam. We actually addressed that. You'll have to actually do that on the YouTube link. Adam's got that here in the chat. All you gotta do is click on that. It's gonna take you over to YouTube. You'll be able to watch this directly on YouTube. And then from there, ask your questions here in the chat. That will make it work. So Matthew is saying, don't let the JavaScript be so obfuscated. That's an interesting word. So that the funnel will actually redirect you to the seller's funnel. Okay, so this brings us to a really good point, guys. With submitting and purchasing your templates and all those types of things through the marketplace. Live your life by a motto. In God we trust, all others we check. If you buy a template, check everything to make sure it's working appropriately, because you do not want, the last thing you want to do is set up a funnel, start sending traffic to it, and give somebody else a whole bunch of leads. That is not what you want to do. And even worse than that, a bunch of sales. I'm pretty sure the person who made the funnel will be extremely ecstatic that you were doing that for them, but it's going to really kind of torque your chain a little bit. And we don't want you to be upset because of something like that. So anything that you do pick up, make sure when you're moving forward, you do test it. Test everything, because if there's anything that's wrong, we need to be able to get those addressed. And what you would do in those cases, you can, number one, you reach out to the seller, like Nora was explaining. Number two, you reach out to us and let us know so we could pull that funnel or that page from the marketplace so it doesn't happen to anybody else. And two things are going to happen here. Number one, the seller is going to get a notification from you saying, hey, it's not working. And number two, they're not going to get any more sales, so they're going to actually go in and fix the darn thing moving forward. So thank you, Matthew, for that advice. It's actually really great advice on that particular topic. Nora, did you have any feedback as far as that goes?
Yep, and if you do, just one thing, if you do have any issues, we can process refunds as well, in addition to pulling folks' funnels. And I think, Matthew, one of the things that you bring up a really good point, and that's just don't be a putz. I think that's a general rule I try to live by. I try to make I'll have my kids live by that rule. Don't be a putz. So don't put malicious code in your funnel. If you think that we don't look, I mean, yes, we're not having the engineering team look at JavaScript funnels when we're reviewing things in the marketplace, but I do have a computer science degree. I can make sense of most code that's written. So I will know if you try to do something silly, and if you're a putz, I will know about it. So please don't be a putz.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, so we have one more question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any questions, now would be the time to place those into the chat so that we can address those. Cameron is asking, what time tomorrow morning will registration be closed for this week's live event? Nora, go ahead.
Well, so I was asked to close it down today, and I pushed to keep it open till tomorrow morning. Keep in mind that the printer is in Boise. I am not in Boise, so I am on East Coast time. I am on Eastern Standard Time right now, and obviously Boise is in Mountain Time, so it's a 2-hour difference. I would say more than likely I'm going to need to shut this down by 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 11 a.m. my time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I want to make sure that everything is shut down so that we're able to get names and badges and numbers and counts to the printers, and make sure that we're able to get everything ready for you, because that only leaves us about a day and a half to make sure that we're able to get everything ready for everyone. And I've kept this open as long as I possibly could. I know that there's a couple of you that took that risk and may have booked flights without having your assignments done, and I feel for you. But really, we've kept it open longer than we probably should have. I know I'm going to cause a little bit of stress on our side when we're prepping and getting things ready, but I tried my best to accommodate as many people as we can. But probably 11 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to have to shut it down so that we can send everything to the printer.
Fantastic. So awesome stuff. We have a question coming in from Your Name. I'm assuming this is you, Janelle. Do we have a firm date for January as of yet? No. And the reason is because there's a whole lot of things that are actually chronologically taking place through January into February. To be able to set that firm date is actually kind of a challenge on the back end logistically. So we don't have that yet, but rest assured you will have plenty of time to be able to get registered for that event when it is set. So I hope that helps. And do we have to have all the modules completed before you attend in October? Janelle, I'm assuming that this is you as well. No, you don't need all the modules. What you need up to module 6, the backpack assignment completed, gives you a base understanding of everything ClickFunnels has to offer, how everything works. And that's what we really want you to be able to have, because when you come to the live event, like Nora says, we've got 2 business owners here. We had 2 business owners at the previous one. We had 3 2015, and you're going to actually be building a real funnel for real businesses. So it's important that you have a very good, solid understanding of how everything inside of ClickFunnels works so that you can actually accomplish that goal while you're there. So that's the whole goal behind this. Moving forward from module 6, it's a lot of concepts and things like that, but all of the technical stuff is from 6 and previous to that. So that's all you need to have done. Once your module 6 assignment is graded, we have a process in place that's going to take you through, and they're going to unlock the ability for you to be able to register for the live event. Then you simply register for it, get your plane ticket, get your hotel, get all that squared away. The earlier the better, because obviously the sooner you register, the lower the price is on the plane ticket, and then moving forward from there. So Nora, did you have any feedback for Janelle?
Nope. The only thing I'd say is if you want, it's always beneficial to go through as many modules as you can. It's not required. We try to make sure that we had the minimum requirement because we're not covering basics. We're not teaching you how to use ClickFunnels at these events. The assumption is through your homework assignments and through checking them, you already know. So, especially if you're bringing along a business partner, we're not teaching them ClickFunnels. So just so you know, we don't cover any of those basics during these live events. Copywriting, I think, is an important thing to go through. It's just things that allow you to add more value to the business owners as you're working with them. It's not required, but if it's there, don't just stop because you can. Continue to go through it as you can and continue to push forward, because you won't be able to call yourself an official certified partner until you finish all the modules anyway, including the live event or the final project or the virtual project. So you have to keep going through them anyway. Do as many as you can would be my suggestion.
Good stuff. And don't worry if you have some questions about the technicality behind ClickFunnels. We're there. You can literally sit down with us one-on-one, and we can clear up anything that you're stuck on or you feel confused about. Or isn't really clear to you. We'll sit down with you. We'll actually help you go through that. Those of you who were at this last event, we'll do that with you. Make sure that you know what's going on. Matthew is saying, do you have now or in the future possibly any plans to integrate with Stealth Seminar? I'd like to have registrations through ClickFunnels that carry over to Stealth possibly. As far as that goes, Matthew, I don't know. It's possible that it might be. We can open up a feature request for the dev team to take a look at and consider. But as far as any integrations that are moving forward, we don't have a timeline or a map on what's going to be added to the system. So, Nora, did you have any feedback as far as Stealth Seminar goes?
No, it's possible. It's not, I don't think it's on the radar right now in terms of the immediate roadmap of the features that are going to be rolling out. Right now, we're looking at the new editor, we're looking at Smart Lists, we're looking at Smart Funnels. So we've got other things that are on the horizon, as well as just rebuilding all of essentially the platform and backpack and making it more product centric instead of, you don't have to recreate all of your products in every single funnel, maybe, centralizing products and things like that. So right now we have probably larger architectural things on the roadmap than a Stealth Seminar integration. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't happen, but I don't want to get your hopes up. Right now, it's not currently planned to my knowledge.
Good stuff. Okay, so Matthew's talking about membership funnels. Is there a plan to have the one-click unsubscribe? This would help with scaling of membership funnels. Now, Matthew, I'm assuming that what you're saying is myself, if I'm a member of your funnel, do I have the ability to manage my own subscription? That is an open feature request right now. Obviously, it's kind of a no-brainer feature that we should obviously implement into the system. The dev team is actually working on a process for implementing that. Obviously, right now, their focus is on this huge rollout of the new platform that ClickFunnels is going to be operating on, to be able to get rid of all the bug reports that we currently have, as well as offer a better user experience for everybody. So being able to actually unsubscribe from your membership is something that is on the road to be added in. There is a third-party service, if you're using Stripe, that you can use that will actually manage those subscriptions for you. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Nora, do you recall what it is?
I don't off the top of my head. I'll have to look.
Open up a support request, Matt. What we'll do is we'll get that for you and we'll send it over to you so that you can take a look at that option. And what it does is it actually cancels on the Stripe end, and then Stripe tells ClickFunnels, hey, this person's not paying anymore, and then it cuts off their access to the membership area, and that gives them the ability to manage their own subscriptions, which is a lot better than them writing a support to you and saying, hey, I'd like to cancel this, and then you having to manually go in and cancel their subscription. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a break when it comes to managing your membership area. So Adam is asking, does the new JVZoo integration allow you to track sales and use Actionetics on JVZoo sales through ClickFunnels? You should be able to use Actionetics. JVZoo obviously uses PayPal. So what you would do when you're integrating with JVZoo is you'd obviously set your PayPal up the way that you're supposed to, put that into JVZoo, and it goes through the process. Now, when a person opts into your funnel, that's when Actionetics begins, okay? When they make a purchase through your funnel, the API call from PayPal tells ClickFunnels that this was purchased, so that ClickFunnels can tell, obviously, JVZoo and all the other integrated systems in there that your client or your customer has made that purchase. So it should be working with Actionetics just like it works with ClickFunnels. All Actionetics is the CRM within ClickFunnels, so it should be working just fine with that. Obviously, if it's not, just go ahead and open up a support request. We'll take a look at it and see what might be not set up properly, or if it's broken. If it's broken, then we'll report that over to the dev team, and then the dev team can go ahead and come up with a solution to be able to provide you with a response so that Actionetics works with your sales. It should be working with everything related to ClickFunnels, Actionetics, and ClickFunnels working together at the same time. So I hope that answers your question. Nora, did you have any feedback on JVZoo?
Nope, not at all. That's covered it.
Perfect stuff. Okay, so Lane is asking, what about webinar integration with Zoom? Again, these are the integrations. The integrations we don't, if it's not currently an integration, it's going to be something that would have to be put as a feature request. And then move forward down the line. If you are intending on using Zoom with ClickFunnels, you can actually iframe it right into your ClickFunnels pages. That works. It doesn't actually trigger through the webinar integration, but through a couple of little clever workarounds, you can actually make it work just like a standard webinar funnel and move forward with that. But as far as integrations go, guys, these are things that the dev team actually has to write into the system to make it work properly. If you have a specific integration that you would like to see in ClickFunnels, go ahead and open up a support request. And what we'll do is we'll create a feature request, send it over to the dev team. The dev team will weigh it on a couple of different factors. Number one being how many people would use it. Is it a solid business moving forward? Is it competition with ClickFunnels? Because obviously we don't want integrations that are competing with us, like do you integrate with lead pages? I've actually had people ask me that. So obviously we want to make sure that it's something that is a sound business decision moving forward, and then the dev team can actually integrate that as needed. So Nora, did you have any feedback as far as integrations with Zoom?
Nope, I will say, the only thing I'll say is that you're not the first person to ask for it. So I believe that one has already been a feature request, but we can check on that for you. If you just write in a support ticket, we can check on that.
Perfect stuff. So Matthew's saying, alternative to Stealth or Webinar Jam integrations, is it possible to run an evergreen webinar with ClickFunnels that has an hourly start time? So every hour on the hour, a webinar would start and then would only have that one option as a select down, drop down for the registration. I do not know as far as other options go. I know the native webinar system is a replay now or 3 times in the future, which are generally over the course of the next 3 days. It's possible. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've seen that I say are not possible that I've seen some people like Jamie Smith be able to pull out of his hat. But natively, no, there's no way to actually start them on the hour every hour. That would have to be something that we'd have to actually look into. You probably want to look into a third-party person such as Jamie Smith. Go into the group and just ask him if he knows of any way to do that. He has cfprotools.com. You can go there, and I believe he has a free section and a paid section to his membership area, and he's got some pretty awesome stuff in there. So that would be one resource that you can go to, Matthew, for that option to be able to see if there's something that can be done. But natively, no. It's not going to be able to set up on the hour moving forward. So, Nora, did you have any feedback on that? That seems to be the last question we actually have. So,
it can be done. It can be done. Custom code. Basically, that's the simplest answer. So you want to make sure that you're contacting a third party, because while it can be done, I mean, I think if you've looked at the cfcertified.com and that webinar, the way Russell has it set up, that's what he's doing. It basically, when you register for that automated webinar, it's set to you're essentially registered at the top of the hour. So it can be done. I know he has custom code that was custom developed. So yes, it can be done. I would reach out to Jamie because you're going to need some custom code to make it happen.
Good stuff. Okay, so with that, everybody, that's the last question that we do have. We have been here for a half an hour. Looks like we have another question. I believe that's you, Janelle. Wait, I have a question. Waiting. Do I need to have all 12 modules completed before I attend the event in October? No. You only need to be completed up through module 6. All your assignments proved, all the badges provided, and then from there you'll be able to register for the event. Once you have that done, you go to the event, you get your badge for the event. Then what you have the option of doing when you come back is finishing up the rest of the 12 modules. Once you've completed the 12 modules, you become officially certified. Then you get access to all the little goodies that go along with that. You get your badge. You get access to Skype support, which means live support. If you get stuck on something, you simply go to our Skype calendar. You schedule out the session, and then you get on there with one of us here in the enterprise support team, and we will actually help you go through your entire question and answer process. Of course, there is a 20-minute time limit. Those time limits are tentative. It does not necessarily mean that you're going to be stuck to that 20 minutes. It just means that somebody else might have scheduled immediately afterwards, so we might have to stick to 20 minutes to respect the time and be able to get everybody supported the way that they need to be. But in most cases, like to give you an example, I had one earlier today that it only took about 45 seconds to get it all squared away. But sometimes it's an hour. And again, that's going to be dependent on what the schedule looks like. If I have to spend an hour with you, I will spend that hour with you to make sure that your process is working the way that you want it to, or a suitable workaround to make it function. So answer your question more directly. No, you don't need to be finished all the way through 12. You just need to be finished up to module 6, and your ability to register for the event needs to be unlocked. So 6 weeks from the time you started is the timeline that you're looking at there. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming out as always. Your time is very valuable to you. It's very valuable to us, and it's important that we get you squared away. And we really do enjoy serving you on these webinars. So we'll figure out what's going on with Webinar Jam and get that squared away so that next week when we do these, you don't have to watch on YouTube and go back and forth between the two. I know that's probably causing a little bit of glitchiness on some of your guys' ends watching the videos. So we appreciate you, and we will chat with you in the next couple of, oh yeah, that's right. Those of you who are going to be at the event, we will see you in a few days. I will be there right alongside of Nora Wednesday afternoon, I think it is. I think I leave Minneapolis here at 10:30 in the morning, something like that. So we will be there. We'll see you there. Those of you who are going to be there, look forward to meeting you, getting to know you and your business. Nora, any closing thoughts?
No, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys. I think one thing, I know we've said this on previous Q&A and office hour calls, but for those of you that are new, and maybe this is the first couple of calls you've had, for those of you that are taking action and you're coming to the live event, you're eligible for the live event. For those of you that are finishing the modules, especially after you return home from the live event, and you're showing us that you're a powerhouse, right? You're doing those things to take action. I can tell you that not everyone in this course is. So for those of you that are taking action, you're showing up on the call. I'm seeing your names, right, scrolling through. So I know who you are. I know that you're engaged. I see you on the Facebook page. I'm not really on Facebook a whole lot during the day because usually I'm on meetings and I'm working on stuff for you guys. But I do see the post. I do see you helping out, and it does not go unnoticed. So I'm really looking forward to meeting a whole bunch of you this week. And honestly, those are the connections that help us make the referrals, right? When we have support requests that come in and say, hey, I need someone to go build my funnel. Obviously, we're giving them the marketplace links for the custom, go get you can look here. We have a directory of certified partners. But if they're looking for someone specific and we know you and your business, and it would be a perfect match because you happen to work only with this niche or that, is identical to a success case study that you've told us about, that helps us make those connections that are not only great for you, but also great for our ClickFunnels customers as well. So just want to make sure that for those of you that are engaged and you're on this webinar and we're seeing your names, right? And we're seeing your homework assignments, we're seeing what you're capable of doing and you're showing up at the live event. It's great to be able to make those connections, and I can't underestimate how important they are. So just wanted to make sure I said that for all the folks that are new and maybe just starting out and looking at the homework assignments. Take action and make sure that you're there hopefully at October. I'm really looking forward to seeing those of you that aren't going to be, not only, can't make it to the August event, that's fine. Come to October. Let's make that one. Let's fill it up so that I can meet more of you.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. See you guys in a few days, those of you, and we'll chat with you next week. Bye-bye.